Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Nethercott, better known as T-Pott, and I am the VP of Data and Operations here at Sports Card Investor. In this brief video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our sports card data platform, Market Movers. We're excited to be launching this channel to give you a better overview and understanding of how Market Movers works. And so I'll just be giving you a brief overview of what Market Movers is and isn't, and then we'll jump over and take a look at the suite of features to figure out which of our membership levels might be best for you. So what is Market Movers? If you're anything like me and you grew up in the 80s or the 90s collecting sports cards, you used to get the Beckett Price Guide magazine. I remember I used to take turns kind of off and on. I'd get it 1 month, then another buddy would buy it 1 month, and then another buddy would buy it the third month, and we could economize and buy more cards that way. We weren't spending all of our allowance on the magazine every month. And we would sit and pore over those magazines. I mean, basically every time we got together, we'd look and see, oh, Jordan went up again, Jordan went up again, my Penny Hardaways are staying flat. It was a lot of fun. So a few years ago, when I found all of my cards in a tote when we were getting ready to move, I was on a mission to figure out what my cards from the 90s, my Penny Hardaways, my Michael Jordans, what were they worth? And I found out really quickly that that's not exactly how it works anymore. And in fact, back then, a few years ago, there really wasn't a good way to figure out what my cards were worth. So when Jeff Wilson, our founder and CEO of Sports Card Investor, started it back in 2019, it wasn't long before he came to the same realization and was able to use some of his knowledge and resources to launch Market Movers, which is a 21st century sports card data platform. So Market Movers is essentially the Beckett of our current time. It has beautiful images of all the cards that we store in our popular card charts, and we were really the first ones with reliable, curated queries tying out to eBay sales data, allowing users to go in and very, very easily find out what their cards are worth, what cards have been doing over time, and to be able to make really informed decisions using data so that they can buy and sell and profit from the hobby that they love. So what is Market Movers not? Market Movers is not a hype mechanism. It's not a way for us to tell you what cards you should be buying. It's not a way for us to promote specific cards or to predict what those cards will explicitly be worth in the future. Market Movers is intended to take data and to present it in a meaningful way so that you can use it and continue to learn and think and observe trends over time and help yourself make really, really informed decisions so that you're not going to overpay for a card or lose tons of money in the process of trying to enjoy a really exciting hobby. So basically, we started Market Movers back in February of 2020. We started with 400 to 500 cards in our popular card charts. We have since grown that to upwards of, I think we're around 13,500, 14,000 cards now and growing. Let's just jump over and actually take a look at Market Movers, and I'll give you a little bit of an overview. So how can you get signed up for Market Movers in the first place? It's really simple. Just visit our website at sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers, or visit marketmoversapp.com. Either way, you can very easily come to this website, see all of the different features offered in Market Movers, and get information about pricing and comparisons between our Lite program and our Market Movers Pro. So let's go over to Market Movers and take a look. The dashboard is the first page that you're going to see when you log into Market Movers. The dashboard is shared between both membership levels, and it's a great place to see the favorites, whether it's cards or players that you've favorited throughout Market Movers. You can also see the saved searches that you've stored in our different screens. The first place that I recommend that you go once you first log into Market Movers is to this info button and go to FAQs. This is a great place to get information about Market Movers in general. These are commonly asked questions by our members. You can search in this box, you can filter by category. It's really the best place to start just to familiarize yourself at a very basic level with Market Movers in general. You can also view really valuable training videos, new features and updates to Market Movers, and the recently added cards like I was describing, which will show you all the cards that have been added over the last day, week, 2 weeks, or the last month. So let's go over and look at popular card charts. This is really where it was all born. This is where it all begins, and it's the best place to start your journey in Market Movers. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on popular card charts. And here what I've done is I've pulled up a particular search for Luka Doncic, comparing his base prism to his silver. When we started these charts, we only had this price change by dollars. We've added price changes by percentage, by total sales, by number of sales, as well as the last average sale price for these cards. I'll be getting into this in way more detail in an upcoming video, but this, I'm telling you, is the place where anybody who wants to track, the prices of cards over time and to gain insights, this is where you're going to be living and breathing. We have ratios that compare the grades of these cards, PSA 10 to PSA 9 or silver to base. There's a whole bunch more information that we'll be getting into again in a subsequent video. So what do you do if you come in here and you don't find the card that you're looking for? We've created another screen called Chart Any Card, and it's super powerful. You just come over to this tab again and go to Chart Any Card. And again, what I've done is I've pulled up a search of a player that we don't have in our popular card charts yet, or rather the specific card. This is Troy Brown Jr.'s Prism rookie card in the blue to 199 for Prism, and it's in raw. And you can scroll down and you can see that it charts this card over time, over the last 90 days. And you can see the two sales history here. You can run this for literally anything. I've got save searches for Marvel cards, for non-sports cards, for all kinds of things, and you can save these searches so that you can quickly come in and review them over time and keep track of what's happening on cards that we just haven't had a chance to add in from the pool of literally hundreds of thousands of cards that are out there. So the next page that I want to show you is also really powerful. It ties into that old adage, buy low, sell high, and that's our price movements by player. The price movements by player screen shows you what's happening with every single player in our database's prices for the last 7 days, the last 14 days, the last 30 days, and so on and so forth. You can sort by percent change, by sales dollars. You can filter by sport, year, grade. This is a great way, and we have people who are in our community who make their own YouTube videos just walking through this in live streams and just engaging with their communities to say what's been happening and what's the pulse in the sports card market. There's no better way to do it and to know what exactly is happening in the market in general than coming to price movements by player and price movements by card. So the next screen, the one that a lot of people get really excited about, very powerful, is My Collection. You're going to find it up here by clicking on My Collection. My Collection is where you can store all the cards in your portfolio, whether they are in our popular card charts or they're not there yet. If they're popular, the prices will automatically update every day. That just means that we've basically written a query and tracked the prices ourselves with a really precise integration with eBay's data so that these prices will be reflected and updated every single day. Again, if they're not in here yet, you can add them as a manual card. You come up here, you click on this, you don't find the card you're looking for, you can put in the details, and we give you a really convenient way to just click on a little chart icon and it'll open that data right to a live search on Chart Any Card so that you can update that price easily over time. We're continuing to make improvements to Chart Any Card and Manual Card, including some recent changes that I'll get more into in a subsequent video as well. So that's My Collection. We also have My Sealed Wax, which is just like My Collection, except you can track all of your unopened wax and see how that grows over time. We have charts coming for My Collection and My Sealed Wax as well. So there's a lot to dig into, and I'm really excited to show you more about how all of this works in an upcoming video. The next page is Manage Alerts, or Price Alerts as we like to call them. And if you go over to Manage Alerts, you'll see that you can set price alerts on specific cards to know exactly when they go above or below a price threshold that you've specified. So you can see here I've got this one. I want to know when this Fernando Tatis Jr. card drops below $225 again, if it ever does. Obviously his stuff is going to the moon. So if this card goes below $225 for a specific day, I will get an email around noon Eastern time the next day that'll tell me, hey, this card is down at your buy price. And that's my trigger to go in and look and say, it's time to buy some Tatis because his cards have come down too far. You can see that I've got expired alerts, and this is just a great way to keep track of when to buy and when to sell. It takes all the legwork out, and I take full advantage of these price alerts on a regular basis, especially when I'm first buying a card, if I have a sell price in mind. And last but not least, a relatively new feature to Market Movers are intelligence reports, and we have 3 of them: grade ratios, variation ratios, and player ratios. I'll give you a little preview here of grade ratios and what that looks like. And what I've done here is I've run a report of PSA 10 to PSA 9 for 2019 Prism Basketball. And what it's doing is it's pulling up all the cards that we have set up, all of them, in Prism for 2019. And it's analyzing the ratio, the price ratio between the PSA 10 and the PSA 9 of each of these cards. It's giving you an average, it's giving you a standard deviation, it's giving you the median, the min, and the max. And you can use this data to basically determine price outliers like this Kevin Porter Jr., which shows that the last ending price for the PSA 10 was $342, is 9.5 times the PSA 9. So we'll get more into this in subsequent videos many times to see how we can take advantage of price ratios in the market. So that does it for this video. I hope this is helpful. This is a great overview of market movers in general. Again, for more information, just go to marketmoversapp.com. I hope you'll get signed up today. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, comment. Let me know what else I can tell you about market movers in the comments. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just email us at help@sportscardinvestor.com. Talk to you soon.